So the Indiana Fever are playing their first preseason, or their final preseason game. Jeez, it's not their first preseason. This is their final preseason game against the Atlanta Dream today. And this is going to be the big one. This is going to be the first time we're going to see Caitlin Clark against the new version of Caitlin Clark against WNBA competition. And I'm going to be talking a little bit about what to expect. Obviously, this video's coming out around 2-ish hours before the game there, give or take a couple of minutes. But I do feel that this is going to be a big game for the Indiana Fever, because the Atlanta Dream are not out here, like, they're not out here to just take part. They are, if you guys know anything about the Atlanta Dream, they are going, like, they believe. Do I think it's crazy? Yes, but they believe they're winning the championship. And obviously, look, the Atlanta Dream have come out in the last game against the Mystics and blitzed them. They absolutely blitzed them. Last season, there were close games, but I don't think there's any point talking about last season, if we're being honest, when it comes to these teams, because, like, there are so many new players for the Atlanta Dream. There are so many, and when it comes to the Fever, it's a complete, like, it might as well be two different teams. Neither the Atlanta Dream or the Fever have much continuity on last year outside of, like, their two main guard, like, well, the Fever have the big three, and Lexi Hull's not going to play that much, so yeah, I don't even know how much continuity the Fever are going to have coming into this year. Like, there's a lot of new players. Like, Natasha Howard can be a hard player to play with just because of how much she does dominate the ball. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. It is going to be an interesting one, seeing what is going to happen with this team. And I think when we're talking about the Fever, what we're looking for is how the team gets on with Caitlin Clark on the floor. I don't care how the team plays. Maybe not with Caitlin Clark on the floor. I don't care how the team plays when Jaylen Brown's on the floor. I don't, because Jaylen Brown is not going to make the team. And look, Jaylen Brown is, you see there's energy there. Is the not knocking Jaylen Brown. I actually think she's been a lot better in preseasons than I expected her to be. But, like, look, you can't, you're not going to have any expectations of a player like that who's coming off a season where they averaged, like 7 points per game in Russia? Something crazy low like that. Or how they get on with 3 bench players. Even if it's Caitlin with 4 bench players, I'm like, I don't really care. All I'm really hoping for is that when the starting 5 can compete, and not only compete, can win. Like, the minutes the starters are against the Atlanta Dream, they're winning those minutes, or the team look good in those minutes. And then starters with, like, Sophie Cunningham. Like, starters with Sophie Cunningham is going to be a big one, because she's going to play a lot with the starters. And I'm hoping to see how the team deals with bigs, because this team would have struggled a lot last year with the double bigs. Like, they struggled a lot outside of the Sky game on August the 30th. They did struggle with the double bigs. I thought they really struggled inside. The first time they played the Sky, I thought they really struggled inside for quite a bit in that game. The second time they played the Sky, I thought they struggled inside. The third time they played the Sky, Melissa Smith made Angel Reese look like she's the greatest player in the world. And yeah, it was just grim. And I think knowing Melissa Smith is going to be helpful. But at the same time, there's no way that Michaela Timpson, Natasha Howard, Bree Turner one of them can't be a better defender than what Melissa Smith was. I still think Melissa Smith is a better offensive player than all of them except for Natasha Howard. But again, like, Melissa Smith is just better than Natasha Howard. So, yeah, that would be what I would be thinking about it all. But at the end of the day, it's going to be a big game because we get to see them together. It's the first time we get to see them together, and you can say, oh, that Brazil game does not count. The Brazil game does not, nor will it ever count for me anyway. You guys can maybe say, oh, the Brazil game matters. For me, it doesn't. Like, the Brazilian national team were so bad that I think it made no difference. And the Atlanta Dream, I genuinely think if the Atlanta Dream had Jordan Canada, it would be a tougher one. But they're going out there to win this game. Carl Smesco, if you know anything about Carl Smesco, he is going to want to play fast. And it's going to be interesting to see who guards Caitlin. Who guards Caitlin or what way they do it. Does Walker Kimbrough guard? Does Ryan Howard guard Caitlin? Does Alicia Gray guard Caitlin? Or do they try to just put Walker Kimbrough on Caitlin? Like, it becomes a really tough matchup because Bree Jones does the pick and roll destroy Brittany Griner like it did last year. Because obviously, these two teams are playing early on in the season. The Indiana Fever are playing the Atlanta Dream early on in the year. It's previous matchups. I guess is it the first home game or first away game for the Fever is against the Dream. So obviously, look, the Dream aren't going to want to get beaten here. And look, if it turns out that the Fever's bench gets cooked by Tahina Pau, or to be fair, the Atlanta don't have a bench. They genuinely don't. We saw it against the Mystics. They don't have a bench. But if Colson's getting cooked by Tahina Pau, I don't care. I don't care coming into this game. All that matters is the core starting five, Hull, Cunningham, and one of Bree Turner or Mikhail Simpson, whichever one of them is going to be higher in the pecking order. That core 8, I really hope that team can compete because you've got a week. You got a week to kind of figure out what works and what doesn't. But at least they're getting to play a preseason game. At least they're getting to play one together because let's be real, Breanna Steward, it looks like the only game she's going to get to play in preseason is against, the Toyota, what are they called? Dallas are playing tonight, the Team Toyota Antelopes. So I'm looking at the rest of preseason. Like, there's not that many other games. So, like, Dallas got killed by the Aces and they're playing the Toyota Antelopes. The Sky are playing the Lynx again for some reason. And the Valkyries are playing the Mercury. Fair enough, they're near each other. But, like, the Aces were already done for preseason. A lot of teams are already done for preseason. Did every team play a preseason game? Yeah, the Storm only played one preseason game with no Malonga. Like, it's going to be mad coming into this season because half the teams didn't do anything in preseason. But anyway, yeah. This is a very big matchup, and obviously I'm going to be live for the matchup from about 7:30 my time. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.